Hey guys, hello gorgeous. Got another Patreon special request, and it is for a real talk, which I haven't done in quite some time. It's nice to come back out to Grand River in Kitchener, Ontario. I could do these at my home, but I think ambience is very important when I'm doing these. You got to be in the right setting to have that kind of peaceful Zen state of mind. So it's warmed up here in Kitchener now. We've been through our 18th winter. We just had a snowfall last week, which was crazy, but it melted after a couple minutes. So it's nice to be back by the river. And Cameron Johnson from the Patreon tribe has requested this real talk on how to stay creatively motivated if you're doing something like YouTube videos or music, writing. Really, it doesn't matter. It's all very similar if you're doing something creative, either for a living or just for fun, for leisure. There are things that I've done throughout my life that I think have helped a lot with being able to stay creative constantly, not suffering burnout, not getting sick of whatever it is that I'm working on. And one of the most important things is actually nutrition. It's no secret. You hear it over and over again. Garbage in, garbage out. So it is really important what you eat or what you drink too. Luckily in 2019, we don't really have to eat celery, kale, and all that stuff every single day. It's not very fun stuff to eat, especially when there are such great alternatives like cheeseburgers and cake. But if you don't have one already, I highly recommend grabbing yourself a juicer and doing some juicing. My wife and I watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead a couple of years ago on Netflix, and it really changed the way we looked at nutrition and the value of it too. So ever since we started drinking green juice on a regular basis, it's made a big difference in our energy levels, our attitude, our productivity, our imagination, sleep, too, really across the board. Not just nourishing yourself, but super nourishing yourself. Green juice from a juicer, if you do it right, it's not a blender, it's a juicer. It gets rid of all of the fiber, all the other stuff, and you just get the pure rocket fuel. I've always found that helped me a lot, controls my cravings, my appetite too. There are a number of reasons why people gain too much weight when you have too much stress in your life, too many hardships, too many difficulties. It's only natural to desperately try to balance that out. So too much pain, you want some pleasure. Unfortunately, some people turn to drinking, drugs, other self-destructive habits. But food is a big one, and it has been for me for a very long time, where a piece of cake or some chocolate will make me feel better. Hello, chipmunk. Little chipmunk just, oh, he's coming right up close to me. See you later. The important thing to remember when you are turning to food to try to balance out that discomfort or stress or pain is that it comes with a very high price, especially the stuff with a lot of sugar in it. If it tastes good, it's actually going to have just as big a price, if not bigger, than what is making you crave it so much. So it is really important to employ moderation, not excess, not too much. It's perfectly fine to have a treat every once in a while, but you can't make it a daily habit. Habit is another really important word for staying creative on a regular basis, having a positive mindset, positive attitude. And I've just recently been thinking about how it's not just the habit of doing something every single day, but it's also the lack of habit that's the problem. That's something that I've been reminding myself a lot lately. When the waistline is getting a little too thick, it's the lack of habit that's the problem. The lack of doing crunches or whatever it is that you're able to do. I know all about aches and pains, and I know that a lot of people have physical limitations. They aren't able to do a lot of things, and it's important to have the power to let go. That's another important one I'll get to in a minute. Have the power to let go and realize that if you've got bad shoulders, let go of the dream of being able to bench tons and tons of weight, having like a giant Arnold Schwarzenegger chest. It's not going to happen. Let it go. Focus on something else. Train your calf muscles so that they just pop, so that they're like balloons in the back of your legs. Do crunches. If your shoulders are gone, do squats. If you can't walk, you have to devise a routine specific to you and your situation. You got to do the best you can with what you have to work with. So if you've got upper body problems, then you can work your lower body out. If you've got lower body problems, you can work your upper body out. And I've mentioned this before, but if you want motivation, just search, do a Google image search for wheelchair bodybuilders. And that motivates me. No excuses, absolutely no excuses. You can't have an all or nothing mentality about anything in life, especially your own body, especially as the years go on and you are being forced to let go of more and more. There's still other things that you can train, you can thrive, you can really maximize what's left, even if certain things aren't really keeping up to speed over the years anymore. So form new habits, and one little trick that also helps me is actually carrying around a little notebook, little booklet that I can actually scribble notes in. So cell phones are wonderful, but I would highly recommend going the old-fashioned route of a pencil or a pen on paper. And when you start your day, write out what you need to do for the day. And as you do each single task, cross it out. Have the satisfaction of coming up with it, doing it, crossing it out, and feel proud of yourself for doing that. And do it every single day. Doing it digitally doesn't really have the same satisfaction. I talked about it in my videos too. Digital books, digital comics, digital artwork. It's cool to have like a digital version, like a PDF or a digital copy of a book. But there's nothing like actually holding it in your hand, the paper. Same goes for when you're trying to come up with habits for yourself. There's real power in actually writing it with your own hand, old school style, and crossing it out. And then after weeks, months, having a full booklet of everything that you said you were going to do, and you did it. And that's how you boost your own confidence. That's how you boost your own belief in yourself. Lack of self-confidence and self-belief is an absolute killer. If you're sitting there going, I wish I could do it, but I don't think I can. Well, you won't. You're 100% right. But if you keep doing things every single day, difficult things, and you keep witnessing, taking a moment to savor, I just did this, I just did that, every single day, hopefully you don't become a D-bag about it and become too chest pounding and proud about it. Look at how great I am. Hopefully you can stay humble about it, but just internally, it's a great thing to boost your confidence and believe in yourself and say, you know what, I can handle anything. So that when big things do come up, instead of panicking and having anxiety like so many people have because they're not trained for it, they're not used to it, your reaction will most likely be, well, this is just another thing to scratch off the list. What a great reaction that would be, to have something come up that would make most people freak out, and your reaction is to write it down on your booklet. And people go, what are you doing? Well, I'm writing a task to conquer, to accomplish in my booklet. Doing it, scratching it off, and moving it on. It's also a great way to just not get pulled into the drama of all of that stuff either. It's just another thing to be scratched off a list. And finally, if you're doing something creative, be very, very careful about whose opinion you give a damn about. We can't just automatically respect everybody's opinion. And it's a nice idea to say, well, I respect everyone's opinion. I hope everyone respects mine. That's not how the world works. Unfortunately, there are a lot of not nice people out there. So if you get into a creative venture, you're going to meet a lot of great people through it. It's going to attract a lot of wonderful people. It's also going to attract a lot of evil people. And that's just the truth, and there's no way around it. Again, if you have an all or nothing mentality, then you're not going to even try. You're not going to even do it. But if you understand the balance of the world, positive and the negative, you can't have one without the other. Those are the most successful people who have chosen to do something very creative with their life. They understand and accept that it's, when they create these things, it's going to invite just as many positive people as negative. Now, hopefully you don't get as many negative people, But when they do show up, there is a way to deal with them. And the way that I've always dealt with them is to not value their opinion. And it's just as simple as that. I don't give my respect out freely to everybody anymore. I observe, I watch, and I see how they react to the way I behave, to the way I treat them. And I'm very blessed to have met so many wonderful people through what I'm doing here on YouTube. Very positive, supportive people, wonderful people, and I love them dearly. And I've also met some evil people, and that is the really strange thing about YouTube. I guess it goes for any creative thing too. I mean, writers have dealt with it, singers, actors, they deal with it all the time. I mean, think of your favorite celebrity, and they've probably had poop thrown at them or a Ziploc bag of pee thrown at them. That's pure hatred, and that's, in my opinion, an evil thing to do to another human being who has not done you any wrong. And that's just what happens. So when those people pop up, I don't sit there and stew. I don't bring it up. I don't tweet about it. I don't screen capture and I say, look at what this mean person said. And I don't cut a video about how awful someone else is if they trash talked me and tried to tear me down. I don't spend the time because time is so precious. We don't have a lot of time. That's another absolute truth that I'm 100% certain of. And it's just stupid. It's ignorant of me to waste my seconds singling out some person and trying to fight a battle that there's no winning, there's no understanding, there's no purpose to it. It's better to just move on, work on those new habits that you're trying to make daily habits, and stay positive and creative. So mind your nutrition, try to form new habits and do them every single day because a lack of habit is the problem. And also get enough sleep, seriously. Stop doing what you're doing that keeps you up late at night and robs you of your sleep, because sleep isn't just sleep, sleep is recovery. Every single day should take something out of you. It's a good thing to go to bed feeling exhausted and spent. That's how you live a full life. And so sleep is the recovery time. It's getting that energy back so that you can do it all over again tomorrow. So get your sleep. Don't stay up late. Playing video games is often the biggest culprit. Watching TV, whatever it is, even things that appear healthy like working out, reading, even working on your creative things. I've done all-nighters working on videos or writing things, other creative things. Once in a while is okay. A habit, it's not a good idea to keep doing that because that's how burnout happens. Burnout is usually avoidable, and hindsight is 20/20. So just be aware of what can happen if you're not careful with your recovery period. All right, that's it for me for today. I feel like the birds are telling me to shut up. I'm making too much noise here, so I think I'm just going to sit here for a while and enjoy the river flowing and the birds chirping and the chipmunks running around and waving at me. So thanks all for watching. Hope that this was able to help. Big thanks to Cameron Johnson and all of the patrons for your support. It means a great deal to me. Love you all. You guys are so fantastic. You are the good people, the loved ones that have made this so fulfilling, this whole YouTube venture. Really fulfilling, and you're why I keep doing it. You really tip the balance, through the roof with your positivity and your support, and I'm just so grateful to have you as a part of my life and a part of my journey. So thank you so much for all your support, and until next time, Nerdmas Day.